welcome to a new video, and today we're going to be seeing if we can build an entire PC from Facebook Marketplace. Now, we built a setup from Facebook Marketplace, but that's different because the PC was already built. So just resting my arm because it's tired already from yesterday's just adventure of running 20 miles for a headset for £20. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, it made it a bit more entertaining for the vlog. So yeah, the idea is to build a PC off of what we find on Facebook Marketplace only. So I already have 3 items: a PC case, a PSU, and a CPU all-in-one, AIO cooler, and also I'm gonna get some fans as well. So hopefully it all gets compatible. That's the main thing here. The issue will be compatibility. That's the biggest difference I would see throughout each person who's selling something on Facebook Marketplace. Someone will be selling DDR3 or DDR4, this megahertz of RAM, this megahertz of RAM, this amount of RAM, this amount of RAM. Your motherboard will have 2 instead of 4 slots, and I'm like, okay, I want this, but it's got to be compatible with the CPU. It's got to have that. Someone's going to sell you NVMe storage, but it's Gen 4 where you can only run Gen 3, or it's Gen 3 when you want Gen 4. It's like compatibility issues are going to be the main key problem here. So luckily, this one person is selling 3 items: the case, the CPU all-in-one cooler, and the power supply. Now, the power supply is 750 watts, I think. It's platinum rated, I think. So not bad. Fully modular, so that's all good. But yeah, I will be going to collect that momentarily, and it's going to be in the vlogging channel below as well. So I'll link the video for that down below when that gets released. So I'm gonna head out. It's really windy. My clothes luckily dried from yesterday, so I'm gonna put that jumper on. And I'm already wearing the leggings I wore yesterday because they're just really thin, so they dry very easily. But they're a bit cold, so I'm feeling a bit cold right now. But yeah, I'm going to collect that right now. That's about £100 for the case, some fans, the PSU, and the CPU all-in-one cooler. So we're trying to get it also as cheap as possible as well, but let's just see what we can do and how we can do it. I got back about half an hour ago or so now. Just gonna show you guys what we got. So I've done the vlog and shown you guys, well, if you want to look at the vlog channel, I've shown that on there. But yeah, well, you're gonna see more of the journey of what it took to get there and lugging it back, which was really painful. Like, my shoulders are still tired because I had to put the PSU and or AO and the fans in that orange bag to the right of me that you can't see in my backpack, and then carried it like this, kind of like bear hugging it like I did with the other PC. So yeah, I'll show you guys what we got. So here is, I think it's the NZXT case. It's all kind of tied up right now because I had to tie it up somehow to, like, sometimes I got tired bear hugging it, so I had to like thing it. I'm just wearing gloves just in case, like I don't want to like ruin anything. So this is the NZXT case. I think it is the NZXT. So this has got a fan already installed at the top. Just I think it's kind of a bit weird that it's only got one fan, but it's just the exhaust. So I guess I put the AIO in the front then. I thought I was going to put it at the top, but I was wrong for that. I'm going to get it out, but it needs to be cleaned. As you guys can see, it's got a fan right at the top there, and it's got an NZXT fan inside already. It comes with one less of these like thumb screws that you just use to take the side panel off. So it's missing one of these, I guess because he tried to undo it and then he just lost one. So that's, I guess, nothing horrible. But normally in some other cases, they have like this bit here, this screw, the other half of it already like with this piece here. So it's normally not like, like this. It's normally like with the
the tip of it as well, so it's a bit weird that it doesn't have the tip on it and just take it off like that in such a weird way. I think that's a bit strange, but whatever NZXT want to do, it's their type of case. I don't know, it feels a bit weird that it doesn't come with this as well. There's a little top part of it, you only get the bottom part of it. Oh, this just falls off like a door panel. Okay, I think this is tempered glass, so it's got push out there. It's got no padding or anything. No, there's no padding on that at all. These are what we don't want to lose, so we put those right down here. Yeah, we really don't want to lose that. Okay, let's put this on the floor and see what we got. Okay, so we have a 120mm NZXT fan. That's another 120mm NZXT fan. Oh. It looks like I could probably fit the 140mm fans here, so it looks like those two fans, because he said it's missing one of those little screw things. He gave me two fans, so it looks like these two fans were used in this case because he was selling his more or less like as whole, but like in parts. So it looks like I would put this 140mm fan at the front here, put the all-in-one cooler at the front, and then yeah, all is good really. So that's looking pretty good.
But it's coming along. The budget should be around like £500 for this Facebook Marketplace build. So this title would be "Can you build a PC from Facebook Marketplace" or something, or "Building a PC from Facebook Marketplace" or something like that. And the budget would be £500. So far we spent 100. Tomorrow we're spending like 250. So it'll be £350. Then we've got £100 and £150 to spend on the GPU, thermal paste. Maybe I won't put thermal paste into the budget because GPU for 150 is going to be like just barely getting there. So budget be 500. Basically, it's going to be a better version than this second-hand PC that we got for 250. So it should be twice as good. So yeah, GTX 20 series, no, 30 series. Yeah, that's a pipe dream. Getting the MSRP value of a 20 series right now or 30 series, but everything's like shot through the roof. So getting that GTX 1050 Titan was good somehow with that Core i7, sorry. I think we're picking up a Core i7 8th generation tomorrow, so that's much better than what's in there. I would have preferred Ryzen, but we can only get what we get. Ryzen right now are quite expensive on a second hand Facebook Marketplace, and they're the Ryzen 3000 series, not 5000 series. So yeah. But all in all, looks pretty good. Just got to do a lot of cleaning, and yeah. So I'll catch you guys a bit later on when we've made more progress with this video. Okay, so at the moment just cleaned all the fans. The radiator was a bit mangled. It's also very dusty. So as you see here, these little vents, they were all kind of compressed and squashed together. So I've got like a screwdriver, and now you can see through the metal like ventilation the radiator has, so the air will go through it, and it's supposed to like cool it down, because it's going to cool the CPU. So that was all kind of mangled. I kind of used a screwdriver, like a flathead, and then a small one, and I just kind of pushed them side to side very carefully because they're quite thin pieces of metal for the radiator. This uses those two 140mm fans over there, and that's probably what was inside of it. It's not hard to build in this case, but I'd still prefer the Lian Li cases personally. Okay, guys, so just want to show you the progress I've made. So we've got the two front 140mm fans installed, but the issue is this is horrible to build in. So I'd never recommend building in an NZXT case like this, because if you try and install the front I/O, you have this issue of not being able to see the point where you screw in the other two, like the screws here and here, here and here. So you're completely blind, trying to like configure it in. Then you've gone even further blind because you've got to put these others in, and it's all going to match up in the dark. And this is one of the worst PC cases to build an I/O in, an all-in-one cooler for CPU. Like, it's just horrible. Like, I would never recommend doing this ever in an NZXT fan because of how annoying it is. It's the worst case I've ever had to install on front I/O, and because of the just because of clearance issues and everything else in the design of the case, you can't put this any other orientation but here. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. Okay, so it's a bit hard to see, but this is a Core i7 8th generation 700K. Here we have 2 sticks of DDR4, 16 gigabytes, 3600 megahertz of RAM from Corsair, and this is a board that supports 8th generation Intel chips. So yeah, this was all £250. Then we got this thermal paste right here from a store for I don't know actually, because we bought it with these motherboard screws right here. For these two together were £3. So yeah, that's really good. So all of this together, this thermal paste with these screws and the RAM here with the CPU and the motherboard all cost £253. That's really good. So we're gonna start building in the PC, and what we need now is an M.2. So this is a heatsink to dissipate the heat off the NVMe M.2, but we don't have one yet, so we're just going to build what we can for right now. This is just a better look for you guys before we do building it, but as you can see here, it says Core i7 8th generation 700K. This is the RAM here on the right, M.2 inside here, and then we're going to start putting this inside the PC case. So yep, let's get on with that, shall we? Okay, so I know what you're thinking. Oh, he's building on the floor, that's not good, he's building carpet. But in the UK, our cables are grounded naturally, so I put it, basically I janked it, basically hooked it up to the power supply or extension lead, and it's grounded from there. So it's actually okay, and it's not turned on, so it's actually alright. So yeah. But still, I wouldn't recommend doing this because I know what I'm doing, kinda. And yeah, so if this fries, it's on me. Generally, clearance issues. So we actually need to sand it up, which is not great. Building it flat is better, but these cables are all in the way otherwise. So first, let's take this out. And take this out. Give us more room for everything else. This is the AAO screws for the CPU and stuff, so there we go. Now it doesn't exist, so that's the best we're gonna do for right now. Just gonna lie it down. There we go. Okay, so it's the best we can actually do right now, sadly enough. This I just want out of the way, so we'll put this. This is like causing probably people horror and panic, but this is the best we got. Due to limited battery life on this camera that's got left, I have to use toilet roll. And this is just literally what I found in the storage area that we have to keep the toilet roll. I just grabbed the roll. So this motherboard needs a bit of cleaning. Just de-dusting really. Just dry wiping it. So we're just holding it from here, the sides. And we're looking to put it in. Oh, the issue is this thing here. You know what? If that's just going to scratch the motherboard, and it feels like it is, then we don't need it. This is being really annoying. It's not allowing it to go in properly.
just after we keep clearing this I/O cable. Yeah, I see the screw holes. There we go. Should be fine. Should be fine. You just got to screw down the motherboard, and then that should be it. I know that was hard to watch. I apologise, but it's even harder to watch if you realise everything else going on. So I bought 20 of these motherboard screws just in case, like fitting issues and stuff like that. The threading's done on this one, and the threading here and here is just gone. I think it's not on the screw, but on the little stand things for the motherboard is just dead. So relying on this and this so far. Hopefully the others are good enough, so it'll be fine. Oh, that one's not good. That one, that's no good. That's no good. I think that's no good as well. Well, we don't need all of them, we just need most of them. Most is good enough, actually. That's the thing, you don't actually need like 4 screws to hold up fans either, so that's pretty good. I don't know what you can see, I'm just working quite blindly as well. Oh my god, can this one go in? I'm just praying that the threads aren't done on these. Okay, that one's actually in, that's good. Okay, so we now have, I'm gonna put some gloves on first. There we go. So we now have the thermal compound, and we now have the backing plate for the bracket. That's what we were waiting for. Well, we had thermal compound, but we got some better one from Corsair. So we got this better thermal compound because it's just gonna be better for the CPU, and we got this. It's got the entire bracket in here, but it's generally the backing for the bracket is what we need. Let's get some things I don't scratch this. So this is what we're missing. So we have these sort of I don't know, screws, you know, the tops for it, but we're missing this here, I don't know what it's called, where it has the threads on, so we're missing this basically. We have this already installed on ours, but we're missing this backing. So this will go in the back for the motherboard. This is what we're missing. Oh, there we go. So it kind of lines up quite nicely. I always hate installing this because it's a very fiddly thing to install. So it's both the same sort of on the same, like, doesn't matter which way this screws in, because it's going to be the same threading either way. So it's now hard to see, but it's now got the threads. I can just put these in a little bit. Well, we need some, but not a whole lot. Yeah, it's not the most beautiful in the world, but it should cover it. Okay, so we've decided to do that. Alright, that's the ones down. These are really easy to put in actually, just super lovely. I mean, getting it on initially feels a bit weird, but it just screws in so nicely. I'm applying as much pressure as I can, but not too much pressure. So it looks like man, that's so stupid. It's really hard to read regardless. Yeah. But this is HDD LED, so let's get you in first. And the SATA cable. I mean, this can't go on the motherboard anywhere. It has to go through a thing. This is the only cable that's kind of a bit iffy. And the rest I can just do a little bit of pushing. And hopefully in the correct orientation for plus and minus. Because it doesn't say anywhere on these plus or minus, you just have to guess, it feels like. Yeah. A bit worrying, I know. Okay, so everything but the GPU is installed. Everything in here should be done correctly. So we're going to turn it on and see if anything happens like smoke. This is going to be fun. Because I'm going to get yelled at. If there's any sort of like signs of smoke or burning, there's going to be a lot of yelling at me. So hopefully I don't get told off for this. I think I've fried something. Oh no, that just turned on, I think. That the little light at the top there. If you can see it. Basically it's the power light for the start button there. There you go, that's what I turned on. I saw something flicker, I was like, okay. Okay. Basically we want to see, it's all RGB. Oh my god, that's... And it just turned off. Maybe because I'm holding like that, it's not a good idea. It just turned itself back on again. It says error code AB. What is that noise? Okay, so today we are installing the GPU. Now I know what you're thinking, it's only a GTX 1060 as you can see, like it's not the top of the line. It's not like a RTX 3060 or 3090 or whatever, but it's all we could really get for a good price. So this comes with all the original packaging. As you can see here, it's the box. It has everything in there. It's even got the anti-stacking bag. It's got the disc and everything. So this comes with everything. It was a bit pricey, £200. I know I could have probably got something maybe a bit more, like an RTX 30 series for like maybe a 3050 for like 300 or something, or if I could like wait a while longer, get an RTX 2060 for £300. But honestly, this still has 6GB VRAM. This isn't the 10. This is the 1060 6GB VRAM, not the 3GB VRAM one. So it says there's two versions of this. There's the 6 and there's the 3GB VRAM, and it says so right on the side of the box here. Right there, it will say 6GB. It's DDR5, not 6, but you know, it's still the GTX 1060. So today we're going to be installing this and hopefully getting this running. So yeah, let's install the GPU. This screw here might be a problem though. It looks like that screw is going to be a problem. Yeah, I gotta get this screw out somehow. It's like it was shoved in, like very forcefully. There are other slots I could put it in, but it just would be a bit weird. Yeah. Obviously the screwdriver's not the best, but it's good enough for certain tasks. In theory, this should just come out. Could be some sort of rust or something preventing it, but it's really... Ah, there we go, got it. Man, that screw was really horrible. I see the threading on the screw. If you can see right here, it's really horrible. It's like it's all been like completely like here, the thread. Not sure you can see it very well, but basically the threading on this screw is gone. So you look at this, if you compare the two screws, the threading is different as well actually. There's threading, there's threading here at the top of this screw, but then there's no threading here. If you go this screw, it's threaded throughout the entire part of this bit here. So there's something to like catch onto it and screw it down into. But this other one's different, so it's a bit weird to be honest. I don't know why they're different threadings. Okay, now that's done. That took a second. That should be correct. It looks like this GPU is too tall for it or something. Line it up there, and it doesn't want to go in. That's a bit weird. Because the motherboard maybe? It looks like I have to install it sideways. Oh, that's not good. That's really, really weird. It looks like this is too big. Which is just something I've never had to say before. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, this shouldn't be too big. We want the GPU there though. Oh, this is such a horrible case to... I really hate this case to build in. It is not fun. Ow. There we go. Man, I've built in some cases and this takes the cake. Oh, this is actually the hardest I've ever had to work to get in a GPU because the way it's so tightly compact from the motherboard to the side, you have to shift it in a way and you scratch the surface metal of the motherboard, which isn't fun. That's why there was so much damage on this part here. I was wondering why there's damage on it. I was like, that's a bit weird. Now I know why there's damage on it. Now we just gotta take this out, and we'll just use this one here. So it's part of the main part of the cable. So we're going to use this bit here, use this one, and then basically plug this in to the GPU. So this goes in that way. So basically we can line it up according to shape. So the shape here is square, square. Yeah, so we just line that up. Twist that round. And it goes in like that. So that's clicked in, that clicked in there. There we go. We'll cable manage this a bit better, but for now, we're just gonna shove that down a bit. And we can cable tie this more towards like here later or something. But for the meantime, we'll get this on. I gotta clean this glass with the actual glass cleaner because it doesn't look very clean right now. Screw that on. It's still missing a screw there because I only have 3, so I can only use 3 because that's what I was given. Remember, this is all second-hand parts for Facebook Marketplace. So everything like the PSU, the cooler, and the case, £100. Then we had the CPU, motherboard, and RAM for £250, so £350. We've got the bracket and the thermal paste for £25, so it's £375. Then £200 for the GPU and £150 for the M.2. So we spent essentially like £700 on this build, just as a ballpark estimate. So this is a £700 PC with a few parts missing, like that bit there. Oh dear. And we also got the fans as well because they're missing the screws, as you can see. That screw there at the bottom is missing, so we've got 2 of the fans. We should have got given anyways for the price because it's missing stuff. So yeah, I will get the... So there's a HDMI cable on this PC here that I'll get, and then we can put it to the back of that PC. I'll make sure the motherboard, the monitor is on. So okay, so this is test 1. So basically I hooked up a keyboard, and I was going to call it a laptop, and a mouse. So basically right now we're testing the USB ports to see which ones work. So we'll see both of them have RGB, kind of like there's a light here, and this one there's a light on the keyboard as well. So if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then we know there's something wrong with the ports and it won't work. I put it up to the HDMI to the back, and we plugged in the monitor to the socket as well. So let's see, it should fire up, and we should get some posting hopefully. Hopefully it posts. If it fries the monitor, it fries the monitor. Well, that's on. It does that, and then it will turn itself on. That's just the... It posted. Look. That's great. But you hear that squeaking sound? And that... I think that's the pump. At least we know this is how it's going to load up though. It should go right into the BIOS because there's nothing to load into. Yeah, so we just go back into the BIOS. Oh, actually down here, where was that? That side bit. Ah, this side bit could be what I want actually, maybe? No, that's just showing me the frequency and everything else of the CPU frequency, the memory and everything else. Okay, that's not really showing what I want. I just want to get to, oh, wrong mouse. I want to know, easy mode, there we go. It wasn't showing me everything I wanted to see. I couldn't see everything else. So what I wanted to see was this. This is what I want to see. It basically helps you as well as me to just see everything instantly. So it's picking up the boot sequence. So it's picking up WD. What's that? Oh yeah, Western Digital. So it's showing me that this is the this bit here on the left side. This is the Western Digital storage, so 2 terabyte. So Western Digital storage 200T, so 2 terabyte. The Windows Boot Manager it's showing me that both DIMMs are being used, so the second and fourth, both at the 3600 megahertz, 16 gigabytes of RAM. CPU temp's a bit warm though. It's showing me that the system fans are both running, which is really good. The first two front fans and then this one over here, smart fans. It's showing me everything is working as it should do. Actually, that's really good. But now we've got to basically somehow flash the BIOS, but there's no flash thing for this. So I'm hoping if I just put a USB stick in the back of this PC, it'll work. Oh yeah, and we should obviously have Windows 10 or whatever Windows at the time installed on a minimum of 8 gigabyte flash USB stick. So this is what I'm going to use, and hopefully I'll flash it. Generally, it's going to be the USB port at the very back of the very bottom part at the back, I think. So we should just wrong mouse again. Okay, save and exit. Yes. So this should reboot and it should go right to that USB and detect that I'm trying to flash the BIOS, hopefully. And if not, I don't know. It's detected Windows, I think. It's detected it. So this is now flashing the BIOS automatically, I think. So as soon as you put the USB stick in, it's trying to flash the BIOS, I think. I have no idea at this point. Oh, there it is. It is flashing the BIOS. So that's good. So basically what I did was, you see right down there, I've installed this USB stick. So basically the USB port at the very bottom of the motherboard is all I've done. That's literally what I've done. Obviously we're not going to have a legit Windows copy, but you know. So what we want is UK, United Kingdom, because I'm in the UK. Everything will be set to UK. So we'll go next. This is how you do a fresh installation of Windows. And it's not the easiest to see from the side view angle. So we'll give you more of a front-on view. Sorry, it's not the best setup, I know. We press install. Yeah. And this is a lot more effort. Right. So I just go, I don't have a product key, so it's not, I've not connected any sort of thing to the internet, so if you're reinstalling Windows, I don't know, your copy of Windows will be automatically activated later. Yep, I don't have one. So we just go select which one we want. I want Pro, I'll probably get Pro later, so I'll go next. So make sure you don't have it connected to the network or internet. So there's no Wi-Fi on here. So unless I connect it with an Ethernet port, Ethernet cable, then obviously, you know, it's a thing. We just do. We just want to do install Windows. So basically, this file setting application move to Windows with this option is only available when a supported Windows version is already running on the PC. Just do, I think, should be this, just install. Okay. It gets it custom then, I guess. Oh, no, wait, what? Ah, it's different then. It's the other one. Accept. Custom. Yeah, okay, it was custom. My bad. So yeah, you come to this page afterwards. So this will now show, if you can see, I haven't done a fresh installation of Windows in a sec, so this now shows I have 2 terabytes of SSD NVMe. This is the 2 terabyte. Obviously, it's going to be using some of its own stuff and the system memory and everything else, so it will show there's not actually 2 terabytes of free space, but it's actually 1.8 or something. So we'll just go, yep, we want this one because nothing else in there, so it's already selected, and go next. We're going to boot off of this one. Next. And then it's going to start doing what it needs to do. So there we go. And I just do nothing right now. Yeah, so basically we will sort of watch it and make sure nothing flags as errors. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. And then I will do my vlogging channel. Okay guys, so what I've done so far is I've got it all set up. So I've got my camera here pointing at the monitor. Basically I'm doing a fresh installation of Windows 10 Pro, so it's basically going through everything, making sure everything's correct.
the PC isn't making that sort of it's not doing it anymore for some reason. I think it's because the all-in-one cooler was kind of old and it hadn't been used in a while, so it was going you could really hear it. And then it was also going making a murmur sound as well. But it's not doing that anymore. So I think it's because it was old, it's an older model, it wasn't used for a period of time, it was doing that. But now you can just hear the fans going a little bit. So yeah, right now it's just doing what it needs to do for Windows. This works absolutely fine. This USB port here doesn't work, but other than that, brilliant. And I didn't want it full RGB, but let me turn the camera out for you. But it looks pretty illuminated to me, you know. Obviously, so the RAM's RGB, the AIO's RGB, the motherboard's RGB. It's all RGB. I think I might leave it alone. I'm honestly not too fussed. As long as it works, it works. Obviously, that is going to probably kill it over time. But if it's actually going to be fine, then it's going to be fine. So yeah. But yeah, so honestly, it was working out better than I thought it would. It's just installing Windows, so we're setting it up. The link will be in the description below. This is trying to focus really weirdly. Sorry about that, guys. You're watching the tech video because it was too close to it and it didn't know what to focus on. So it's just trying to focus automatically on. Why won't it focus properly? Hello, camera. There we go. Yeah, it's trying to focus on everything again. All right, let's just zoom out fully. There we go. That shouldn't cause problems now. Yeah, cool. So now I should just do a Windows loading into, then afterwards I will basically have to put that into an Ethernet, plug an Ethernet cable into it and then get it online. It's still trying to automatically focus randomly. So it's just getting the device ready and doing certain things. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in a bit and I'm gonna get back to the tech channel and do what I gotta do for that. Because yeah, that will require a bit more attention, because this could go sideways if I don't pay attention. It can't. I mean, everything's now fine. Like I've done the hardware part of it. Now it's just the software part of it, like installing Windows, this, and this. And the PC overall cost me about £700. Just to give you guys on the vlog an update, because I've mentioned that in the tech video already. So the tech video got up first, and this video is up later. So yeah, but I'll make sure the description for the video is down below if you want to look at the tech video, and that's all in 4K at great resolution. Although the automatic focus of it going in and out is a bit annoying. Yeah. Okay guys, so I was just giving the vlogging channel a bit of an update. So this should now just go and still do what it needs to do. It's probably got a few more updates and stuff it needs to sort out. And then afterwards, what we're planning to, if you could hear any of my conversation with the vlogging channel, is I'm going to have to, because there's no sort of Wi-Fi card in there or anything, I'm going to plug it into, I'm going to get the Ethernet cable and plug it into the PC, and we're going to sort that out. So when this is all finished and sorted out, and then on this PC down below, we will actually give it away in a different video. A lot of sorting out stuff, isn't it? So we've gone to United Kingdom. Yes. That's a car outside making that squealing noise, not the PC. This is, yes, United Kingdom. Which language? I don't know, a different language to United Kingdom? You know, a bit weird. We want English. We want English. We want English. We want English Ireland. What? No, we just want English. English United Kingdom. What? Yes, I want United Kingdom, but I want a different language for something else. That makes sense. What, just give me the UK. Yeah, we just say I don't have internet. So what we do down here is there's a little thing that says I don't have internet is what we should do. So you can see that there. You can see that it says I don't have internet. That's what we want to click on here. I don't have internet. Boom, and then we just get started. And then we just say continue with limited setup at the bottom left again. So that was a bottom left thing again. Who's going to use this PC? Me. So call it nothing if we can. Okay, type your username, we'll call it something. We'll call this Jays.
JS, so J's, yeah. Next. Nope. Next. Perfect. That's how you pretty much do it. I don't use online speech recognition. Nope. So this will basically what Microsoft wants is your data. So you just go, don't use it. No, because I don't want them to know where I live and stuff. No again. Send required or just do send required. So basically, either way, they're going to take your data, but if you do send required only, they'll take less of your data for free. So just do the send required diagnostic data only. No, because they still want to take your data. Go no, because that's how they take your data. Let apps use your advertising ID. No, because that's how they take your data for free. Let Cortana help you get things done. No, not now. So basically, everything in the setup is how Microsoft will get data from you for free. If you just press no to everything, or just a reduced version, a minimal, that's how they're going to get like hardening of your data. And because you have to consent, so basically when you press yes, you're consenting for them to take all your data from you for free. But they'll do it anyways, and they'll just hopefully, but you hope they don't, but they'll do it anyways. So hopefully they've not done it and taken my data. You know, hopefully they've not done it, but they probably would anyways. So it's Microsoft. I don't have the billions of pounds to fight them, so. But the government does, so if the government catches them doing something that they shouldn't be doing, they will get fined quite a lot of money for it. So Microsoft, don't do something stupid. Don't be taking my data when you should be. I've already pressed no, you know. So yeah, we're just gonna wait for this to be done. This could take a second. I don't care. Why is that the first thing comes off my thing? Okay, so now we are going to have to... I keep going for this mouse here. Every time I reach, I go for this mouse here, which is not the right mouse. Don't ask me why, don't ask me why. I keep going for that mouse on the desk. But there's the mouse, right? This is the mouse for the PC, this one. It's really old. I think this is a Microsoft mouse. Talk about Microsoft doing stuff illegally, and you know, and what they should be doing, and you got a Microsoft mouse on here. This is like a very old mouse. Okay, so browse the web with no. This is very stretched out looking. Like this looks very bleh. Is that the right aspect ratio or something? Or just like this looks very stretched, yeah. This is a different resolution. No wonder it looks really horrible. Give me the right resolution. There, 1920 by 1080. No wonder it looks so horrible. I thought that can't be 1080. That can't be 1920 by 1080. That looked way too stretched out. So it says right there. So it says here. So this is the speed it's currently at. So you can go to 3 point, as you saw that, it's got a bit of a spike on this activity here. So the base speed, 3.7. Sockets 1, core 6, logical processors. So this is hyper-threaded, I think. So this should have 12 threads, 6 cores. That's what logical processors means, I believe. This is the cache and virtualization. This is the memory. Oh, this mouse double clicks randomly, so excuse that. So this now says it's available 14.2 gigabytes out of the, I think it's 16, but because of certain reasons it says 14.2. I think it's because some of it's already been primarily used, but if you go, yeah, so there's already a bit of it being used. So if you go here to the very top and you zoom in there, it says that 1.8 out of 16, so 15.9. So let's go back down to the bottom here where all the information is, and it shows that 2 DIMMs are being used. That's good. Do I have to download the drivers or something? It could be the drivers. This mouse gives me a headache, so much double clicks. Well, I will have to probably install the drivers first for it to show So basically NVIDIA, I have to get the network switch in actually. Okay guys, so I've just installed an NVIDIA control panel, I think it's called, and it's now showing, oh dear, there we go. So obviously I plugged in the Ethernet as you go. It says Ethernet on the left and then GPU there. So there's Ethernet. This mouse double clicks very horribly, and that's what we're using right now. It's obviously spiking because we're connected to the internet. And here is the GPU, and it's showing, I've got it minimized now. Yeah, I've only just sorted this out. So as you can see, is this zoomed in as much as possible? Oh, apparently so. So as you can see right there, so that is the 3D. That's the video encoder, video decoder, copy, and the very top here says GTX 1060 6GB VRAM. And obviously we're not doing anything, so it's, and also this is the direct GPU memory, so this is what's on the GPU, and this is the shared memory what it's sharing with the RAM. So it's sharing 8GB.
What we've done so far is we've actually had to remove the all-in-one cooler from the system, because that all-in-one cooler was actually giving us temps of around 100 degrees on some of the cores of the CPU. So I installed this software that basically monitors each individual core on the CPU, and then I used the software that Corsair has called IQ. It's spelled ICUE. And that basically gives you the overall average of the CPU's core temperature. Now I used the individual core, and some will go into 90 and some were hitting 100 degrees, and then it said on average the CPU core temp was 100 degrees. So yeah, we had to really just bin the all-in-one cooler because it was not doing the job. I reapplied thermal paste, the same thermal paste 3 times in a row, and it gave us, what's that, I don't know, but it gave us, the first 2 tests were exactly the same. The third test, nothing different, and then the temperature dropped by 13 degrees. No, not 13, 15 degrees for some reason. It was just really, really weird. Now, I thought, well, it's gone from 100 to 85 degrees, but it's still 85 degrees on low settings. Everything was completely like off playing this game, and it was giving us so high temps, and even in settings it was reaching like 70s plus degrees, and I was not even playing the game, I was just in settings of the game. So I was thinking, well, this isn't good. So then I did some research and I found a Noctua cooler, an air cooler, and now that's what I've installed a few days ago. So that's what we have. So here is the Noctua air cooler. As you can see here, this is a Noctua fan. This is a 120mm fan. So what we now have configuration wise is we don't have the all-in-one cooler, which is basically not good for the system because it was actually hurting itself, because the way he had it configured, because I got the case, the power supply and the all-in-one cooler from the same person. So basically the cooler is on the front of the CPU, you know, the copper, then the heat transfer from the block, then the water goes around and around that sort of loop. Well, from there it radiates back down again and in and out, trying to cool it down. But the issue is the pump was probably something wrong with it, or there was some sort of air bubble blockage, because there was no sort of real transfer of heat, I'd say. So the CPU on this PC is a Core i7-8700K. It has 6 cores and 12 threads. So this is a really good PC, really good value for money, I'd say. Total cost for this, as it is £750. But because I spent money on this cooler, the all-in-one cooler for the backing plate, and it cost me about £33 for it, that cost me an extra £50 of e-waste pretty much. So that was a real shame. But remember, all of this is second-hand parts apart from this right here. So I'd say it's not too bad. Open up a piece of software called Hardware Monitor. So Hardware Monitor is a piece of software that will monitor your temperatures and other clock speed and everything else. So what we here is the individual core temperature of, well, we have the individual temperatures of each core. So the core 1 is 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 26. Now the CPU package will just tell us the average of everything
of all the cores, because there's only 6 cores in this CPU, 12 threads. A threading, you can't measure the temperature of a thread, but you can measure the temperature of the core. So, of one of the CPU cores. So this is the current value that each one is at, and then that's the average. This is the max value of each one that is hit so far, and that's the max value at which it would think it will hit. So this just shows us right here that this current value is idle temperatures. And these idle temperatures are all within really very, very good actually. Because remember, this is a Core i7-8700K. So they can get kind of warm. It's not exactly high tier, it's not low tier. This is probably a mid-grade CPU. But it still is i7-8700K, 6 cores, 12 threads. So you can do, you know, processing with it, but it's I think it's only like 3.7 gigahertz speed, so it's not amazingly fast, but you do have the 3600 megahertz RAM to help it. So yeah, it's looking pretty good at the current value. Our current core temperature average is going anywhere between 35 to 40 degrees, and the max value should be 49. And before, we were hitting temps of 70 plus degrees just in settings. In game, doing something, it's best to have it loaded up and then doing something, because then it's going to actually monitor it, because you've just started it up. So still doing something, still doing something. It's not doing a whole lot, but remember there are people here, so the CPU will be having to account for each player. And then, okay, there. If you can see that, it says our current value was 48 degrees. And then it says the max value would be 50 degrees. And play it, but then I'll give you guys an update throughout, because this is still 4K footage, and it's going to be really heavy file size. So I'll catch you guys and give you guys a bit of updates throughout the gameplay. I'm not too sure if we'll win this one, but if we do, that'd be 4 wins in a row, that'd be really nice. I'm really impressed for my record, actually. I don't play FPS games, and when I do, I just have a lot of messing around time and having fun. So yeah, I'll catch you guys throughout the gameplay. Okay, so we did quite a lot of fighting that game. We didn't win the game, but as you can see here, we hit probably around a max CPU value of like 54 or so, maybe. We're in the 50s, because we did a lot of fighting. We made it really, really CPU intensive. So I went through where a mass amounts of people are going to land, so that would really rely on the CPU a lot more, and these are obviously at higher settings than the other all-in-one caller I had to deal with. And the all-in-one caller, I was being a lot more like gentle with it, as in like I didn't go into a high dense area with lots of people, which would be more for the CPU than you know, just one person one-on-one. Having like 20 different people in a small area would obviously rely more on the CPU, and it was also a very built up area as well. I forget the name of it, but yeah, that's where I went. So we hit actually higher temps in this game than we did in the previous one, because I think I saw the previous max value at 51, but still 56, and there's like 20 people, and it was like towers building, so much everywhere, and it still handled it really, really well. So this is a Noctua cooler, an air cooler, and I'll put it down in the link in the description below for you guys if you want to check it out. It's currently cooling in a Core i7-8700K, as you can see right here. That's what this currently is. Core i7-8700K, and I'd say it's doing really, really well. Okay guys, so that's good at the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. It took a while to make. Everything was sourced locally, all from Facebook Marketplace. Everything on there is second-hand parts, apart from the Noctua cooler. The Noctua cooler I'll put down the link in the description below. So remember to please like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. And also in the next video we'll be giving away that £250 PC, which is actually market valued at £500 to £550. So yeah, until next time, goodbye.